All right, today we're going to talk about from dream to reality. And one of the things that I want to hit you with today, especially on the 4th of January, 2024, brand new year, is give you some insight on how to make this year better. How to, if you're in the midst of starting or you have an online business and you want to take it to a new level, I hope this will help you out. But before we get started, I want to let you know of an incredible deal that's going on right now with Kajabi. I use Kajabi for everything that I do. It is, over the years, being a programmer and a designer, and I've created hundreds and hundreds of websites. I really never used all-in-one platforms before. I'd been involved with ClickFunnels and some of those, and System.io and One Go High Level and things like that. Even Kartra, I think, at one point. And I looked at Kajabi many, many years ago and thought, okay, yep, this has some potential. But just recently, in the past 6 months or so, I looked at them again and have fallen in love with them. It has cut my costs in half with all of the things I used to have for doing podcasts and, hosting my websites and hosting videos and contact manager and email managers and all of these different things. It's all a part of what Kajabi does, and not only what it does, but what it does great. So you can look on my YouTube channel. I've got a ton of videos on Kajabi, and we'll be putting out more because they're always adding more and more things. Every single month, it seems like something new comes out. But what I want to talk to you about real quickly here is right now, from January 2nd, which is the 4th right now, but January 2nd to the 25th, they're having an amazing deal for the new year. 3 months, total access to Kajabi for only $99. That's $33 a month for a program that is worth $200 a month, right? And you can get this deal right now if you go through my link, which is rondeering.com/Kajabi-99. Now, if you are watching this after the 25th of January, then our standard deal that they allow the Kajabi heroes to do with 30 days, vice 14 if you go to the site itself. So you'll see both of those banners up here. One of the things that I will give you if you use my link, doesn't cost you anymore. It is an affiliate link. It totally will benefit you in the sense that I will give you free access to my Kajabi mini course and one-on-one coaching to get you up and running in that 30 days. Or if you take the deal that's going on right now, I'll help you through those 90 days so you can be making money and taking on the new cost after the 90 days without batting an eye. So you get those deals whether you take the 99 if you see it before January 25th, or if it's after that and you take the 30-day deal. And again, it's no different if you go to Kajabi.com, except for they only give a 14-day. They allow us to give you a 30-day trial. So I hope that you will at least take advantage of the trial, because that is an amazing program. It is, again, everything. My website, I created my website, unlimited landing pages, any kind of funnels that you want, podcasting, blogging, offers. They've got their own payment system. They're about to announce a creative studio, which is going to allow you to take your video content and repurpose it into like a dozen or more different things. So from transcripts to shorts and all kinds of stuff. So I encourage you to take a look at it. Kajabi, rondeering.com/Kajabi-99 if you're watching this before the 25th. If it's after that, it's just rondeering.com/Kajabi. So, all right. Without further ado, let's get into the first thing that I think is very, very important. And that is, you need to know these two things. So point number one is you need to know these two things before you even get started. And a lot of people, excuse me, they want to get started doing what they consider the cool things, like I want to build my funnel, I want to get out there and start, getting on social media and making money. I see all these people doing it and everything. And that's really putting the horse before the cart before the horse. I was guilty of this for many, many years because I didn't understand these two things. And once I did, it changed my business forever. So the first thing is you need to know who you are, right? You need to know what your vision is, what your mission is. You need to know what kind of impact, who you want to be in the future, whose lives you want to impact, how you want to do that. So creating your vision and your mission, in my opinion, are two very, very critical things. And those things may change as you go along and you develop your personal growth and your mindset changes and your target audience may change and so forth. But that vision especially is what's going to drive you on those days that you get up and you're just aching and tired. I'm 71, going to be 72 this year, and there are days that I get up that I'm just tired. Now, I get a lot of comments from people like, well, you got so much energy and da-da-da. Yeah, and I'm up at, 3 o'clock, 3:30 every single morning, and I get going. And but there are days that just because I'm getting older and I have aches and pains and stuff like that, if I didn't have a vision of who I wanted to become and where I wanted to go, I would just take a day off. Say, yeah, I'm not going to do anything today, right? But it keeps driving me, keeps me going. And that mission allows me to maintain exactly how I'm going to do that, right? So you need to know who you are. The second of those two things is you need to know who your ICA is, or your ideal customer avatar. I remember years ago when I first got involved with network marketing back in the early 1970s, with a company called Amway, which we've all heard of. My upline taught me something that I thought was, okay, this makes sense, right? We didn't have internet. We didn't even have whiteboards. We used easels with these big pads on it with magic markers. But he had said, you have to understand the 3-foot rule. The 3-foot rule is anybody that comes within 3 foot of you is a possible prospect or customer. I'm like, okay. We used to go out to malls and sit there all day and just walk around and meet people. And do silly, silly things, right? But some of that stuff worked. But it didn't take me long to figure out that everybody is not a potential prospect or customer, right? They're just not. And when I finally decided that I had to determine who my ideal customer was, again, everything changed, because now I was targeting people that were those people that could use what I had, whatever it might be. Health and wellness, makeup didn't do much of that. It might be a service, it might be coaching, all kinds of things, right? Financial stuff. But once I knew that what that ICA was and where their pain points were and where their challenges were, then I could see if what I had provided a solution for them. And if it did, then it made sense now that they were an ICA and they were someone I could prospect. If it didn't, and they had no desire to be, then prospecting them, didn't make a whole lot of sense. Now, I understand some people say, well, yeah, but what about the people they know? And that's great, right? Hopefully with your marketing and how you present yourself online, they'll see it and say, hey, I got to tell my daughter, I got to tell my husband, I got to tell my friend about this, right? But when you try to prospect them directly, you're probably not going to get the results that you think you are. And then you do need to then, hey, do you have anybody that you can refer? So the two things you need to know is who you are and who your ICA is before you can even get started looking at how you're going to put funnels together, how you're going to do your marketing, where you're going to market, and all these other things, right? So that's number one. Number two is the most important thing about your business. And I have been coached by some really heavy hitters in life as far as business goes, anywhere from the Dean Graciosi, Tony Robbins team to the Grant Cardones, Amy Porterfields, Graham Cochran's, Eric Worre's in network marketing, and Ray Higdon, and Robert Hollis, one of my incredible mentors and good friends. Mm-hmm. And when I asked them all the same question of what is the most important, if I only do one thing in my business, if there's just one thing that I can do in my business, what's the most important thing? Every one of them, without batting an eye, said the same thing: you need to build your email list. And I kept thinking that it went back to those days of early network marketing where people said, you got to sit down and make a list. I'm like, oh yeah, a list. Everybody hates that. Make a list of 100 people, right? And they had the list helpers and all that with all the careers and the different occupations and so forth and everything. And that was important, but that's not really kind of what we're talking about. The same thing, but not the same thing. You have got to be able to build a email list, because in the scheme of things, when you compare marketing as far as email marketing versus social media marketing. Email marketing is significantly 10 to 20 to 30 to 40 times more productive, more profit producing, more relational, more connection, more know, like, and trust, everything, right? It's not saying that social media isn't a good platform to drive traffic to your funnels and to your lead magnets and things like that to develop your email list, but having a targeted email list that people have intentionally opted in to get what you have to offer means that they're going to be looking for the things that you have to then continue to offer them. And they don't have to worry about algorithms changing and you not seeing them or they not seeing your stuff and all of these other things, right? So I can't stress enough, the most important thing you need to do in your business is build that list, build that email list. One of the best ways, and in my opinion, the coolest ways to build your email list is through lead magnets, giving value. The one who gives the most gets the most. The one who has the most value to give to people. And I've heard this recently in the last year or so, some of the top earners out there saying, give away your best stuff for free. Give away your best stuff for free. And I always thought that, hey, I'm just going to give them a tidbit of my best stuff, and that way they'll want more, right? But they have found that statistically, when you give away your best stuff, then people are sitting back thinking, oh my goodness, if this is the free stuff, what do they have that I can buy, right? Different mindset that you have to switch and see and look at. And most people kicking and screaming either won't do it or finally do it and find out, oh my goodness, this was great. So you need to learn how to create some lead magnets, put some things in, understand you all have some expertise in your life that you may or may not know. But if you have a passion, working with a family not long ago, they had an autistic child, and that they were wanting to build an online business to help other parents and other families that had autistic children and how to navigate that, and some tips and some checklists and some ebooks on it and so forth. And these are great lead magnets that they can use to build a list and then continue to give value, right? And then build that into maybe a paid membership or paid courses and all kinds of different things, okay? So, number 3, build it and they will come, okay? So, knowing that you have to have lead magnets is really great. Knowing that you have to build your email list is imperative. Knowing who you are and who your ICA is, all those things are imperative. But if you don't have a way to do that, right? And this is why I love Kajabi again, because Kajabi gives me the tools to do all of that, to build my lead magnet funnels, to build my sales funnels, to build my courses, to build my blog posts, to create my podcast, to do all of those things all in one place and track all of the finances, all of the purchases, everything that I need right there. But if you don't build it, there's nothing for them to come to. So if you build it and you do your marketing the right way, they will come, right? But you have to build it. And that's probably one of the hardest things for most people, but in my opinion, the easiest thing is to learn the mechanics on how to sit down with whatever you're using, WordPress or, Kajabi or Kartra or System or, there's hundreds of them out there. Whatever you, Squarespace, whatever you choose to build your funnels with, your website with, your presence with online, learning how to do that is much easier than learning the proper copyright content and what you need to put in there and being consistent and disciplined enough to do what you need to do all of the time and make it work, right? But if you do that, then you have a place for them to come to and get the information they need. So number 3 is build it and they will come. Number 4 is once you get them in your email list, you better have put together a great email campaign. And I see this all the time with people, and their email campaigns are, 4 or 5 emails of pitch, okay? The reason that email campaigns are so imperative in getting their email and connecting with them is because we know that it takes 5 to 7 touches with someone before they're going to buy. And I've heard recently it's as much as 20 times because of the economy that's going on in the world right now. So if you don't collect their email, that's the first mistake, right? They're probably never going to come back to your site again. But even if you get their email, if you don't start building that know, like, and trust with some more value. So when I create an email campaign, I typically put together 5 emails, and the first 3, without question, are value and training, all free to them, that is going to be congruent with the email, lead magnet that they download. So if they downloaded a lead magnet on personal branding, I'm going to continue to give them more value outside of the ebook they got. That is going to even make that ebook more valuable to them, because I'm giving them even more free. And then the last 2 emails, I start, pitching them or giving them maybe I have a personal branding advanced, masterclass that I can offer them, things like that. But I'm always going to give them value. I'm always going to provide them something more than what they have in the first place, right? So that email campaign can't just be pitch. It's got to be continuing to build that value, build that free content that you're giving them, and build that know, like, and trust, right? Because we know that people do business with those they know, like, and trust. And number 5 is the age-old traffic. How do I get, we've built these great lead magnets. We've built these great funnels. We have a great website. We have all this stuff, man. It's great. It's ready to go. We want everybody to see it. How do I do that? Well, you got to get traffic, right? And there's all kinds of ways to do that. People, go down the paid traffic route. They do solo ads. They buy lists. And I will tell you that you can try any of those things. Over the last 50 years, I have tried. I don't know of anything I haven't tried when it comes to paid things. The success I've had with them, maybe because I wasn't good at like paid advertisements and doing Facebook ads and YouTube ads and things like that. Maybe I didn't have the right mindset, because I just didn't really think they were that great. But I didn't have great success with it. And I'm finding that a lot of people that have great success really don't do that many paid ads. And if you understand, the difference between getting good at doing paid ads and getting good at doing organic traffic, right? Organic traffic means that I am building that rapport or that know, like, and trust almost up front, right? I'm giving value. Whereas in a paid ad, you've got one shot at it, and you hope that it grabs their attention and gets them to go to wherever your lead magnet is or go to wherever your product is and so forth. And then you look at just the financial side of it. I know people will tell you that paid advertising is scalable, and it is. If I know that I'm going to put $1 in and get $2 out, now I just got to put $100 in and get $200 out, right? But at the end of the day, if somebody comes to me and says, hey, I just launched my first course and I made $30,000, on the launch. And I'm like, hey, that's great. How did you do that? Well, we spent $20,000 in paid ads. Well, they spent $20,000, so they really only made $10,000. But what if I was really good at organic traffic and organic marketing, but I only made $15,000, right? Who wins? Well, I win, right? Because I didn't pay anything for it. It's all organic, and I made 15, they only made 10, right? And I would contend that the leads that I get out of that are probably more warm leads, more know, like, and trust leads, and so forth. So where do you find your traffic? Everywhere and anywhere, right? If you're a social media person, every time you put a value post out, at the end of that, you do a call to action to go to a lead magnet. Not necessarily pitch your product, but go to a lead magnet, something more free, some more value. Every time you do a YouTube video, always give them value, right? Every time you do a blog or a podcast, that always do a call to action promoting something that you have for free that they can get, okay? One of my favorite, so now I'll give you a call to action so you know what I'm talking about, right? One of my favorite things to teach people is on storytelling, right? How to market through storytelling. So if you go to rondeering.com/storytelling, I've got a free ebook there that will break down storytelling and see if you got a little workbook inside of it, the ebook that will allow you to kind of figure out who your target audience is and how to talk to them through stories and so forth. And I encourage you to go get that, right? rondeering.com/storytelling. But that's how you continue to get traffic going to everything. That's how you do it on the organic way. So again, I hope this has helped you out. I would encourage you to take a look at Kajabi. If this is before the 25th of January, 2024, then jump on it. Get those 3 months for $99. What have you lost? You got 3 months. I'm going to give you my mini course. I'll give you some coaching. We'll do some one-on-one Zoom coaching. Actually, we'll do some one-on-one coaching right through Kajabi, and help you get that started. And then you can really have a presence out there and really have a business that is professional and that can really start making you some money, and take that passion and that dream you have and turn it into not only reality but profit and income. So God bless you. I can't wait to see you on the next one.